Hello, I'm Gayatri Suresh. I've completed my Master of Physiotherapy in Biomechanics, after which I've worked in all three domains of physiotherapy, that is academics, research, and clinical practice. I've always had a liking for academics, that is teaching and interacting with students, and academics helps me to retain the knowledge and concepts to apply to clinical practice. Furthermore, clinical practice helps me to get data for conducting clinical research, which I'm currently doing on Indian population. So I'm very glad to be able to work in all three and contribute to all these three fields of physiotherapy and sports science. At ISST, I teach biomechanics in sports, considering that's my specialization, and I teach it for BSc, MSc diploma and across all the domains. I would say I have many light-hearted conversations with them in class so that they don't feel like it's a very big teacher-student gap. And there's one thing I do in the very first lecture that I take across any batch, that is to understand each student's learning style. Some are visual learners, some are auditory learners, some like reading, some can learn only through demonstrations. So I try to incorporate all of these so that different students can learn in different ways and learn the best way that they can. So I would say that for building relationship with students, I ensure that I know all of them by name, and I believe that I do know all of them by name. So that itself builds a rapport. Second is I never have a monologue in class. It is always a dialogue where I ask students questions, they answer me, and then they learn the concept while answering. So that's how they do it. And third is to incorporate as many teaching styles as I can. So even the PPTs, you'll not find it to be text-based PPTs. It'll all be images. It'll be the students trying to decipher the images or understand and break it down. And I always ensure that I'm available anytime for any of their doubts, either before class or after class. I do start each of my classes with a revision of the previous class and end it with everything that's been taught in the current class so that it can help them retain the concepts better. The most rewarding thing I would say is that these students are the next generation of sports scientists who may work with Olympians, who may work with our national teams, international teams, and to be able to give them that knowledge, I feel it's a very rewarding thing for me. And it's always very interesting to see how their brains work, their minds work, how they try to solve every little problem. So I like teaching, I really do, and I'm very happy that I'm having this opportunity to impart the knowledge, and they may take it well heights and glory. For my subject, that is biomechanics, I closely follow the international biomechanics societies and a lot of journals and people who are actively working in the field of biomechanics. So whether through LinkedIn or what they're doing through their social media and all that, that helps me stay updated with my subject. When it comes to sports, if there's any current sport going on, I definitely watch it. So the recent Olympics, it was such a coincidence that my lecture started during the Olympics. So almost all my lectures had that day's sport in the lecture. So let's say with javelin throw, I taught angular kinematics. Then with sprinting, I taught linear kinematics, all of that. So first of all, I watch sports, and second, I correlate it with the sports that the students already play or are interested in. And then I keep updating my own knowledge by staying in, like by following up with these societies, journals, and pioneers in biomechanics. If you are studying sports science or sports management, take up a sport, I would say. Take up any physical activity, any sport, so that you can yourself relate your life experiences with whoever you work with. And that you will be the next generation of experts to train the next generation of athletes. You never know, you might train an Olympian who can bring India gold. The experience here has been phenomenal. The directors, the staff, they're all very friendly towards the visiting faculty. I had 100 doubts when I came here because I've never been a visiting faculty before. And this was the very first time, and everyone here is very welcoming. And this is also a very unique opportunity for me. So teaching here allows me to incorporate the knowledge for my clinical practice and research. It helps me come up with new methods of teaching. Then whatever I practice, I can show the patients over here, which makes me myself think about why I'm doing what I'm doing. So it is a very enriching and unique experience, and it also helps with my growth as an academician. And thank you so much.